which is kind of rare these days. I've been fairly busy. I will show you. Here's that tray's not on, but the big one is. Here's the big one. There's Kojak. So I've got a lot of trays all over the house, and I've been real busy doing that. Now I'm in the process of actually baking cookies. I don't have any ready to go right now. I need butter. I think I'm gonna make biscotti the next round just because it's a pretty easy recipe. So I'm gonna make two different kinds. I just gotta find the other type I want to make, and I'll probably redo the nut thins that I made because I put grease on a cookie sheet and I shouldn't have. And they just turned into this, this thing, this mapazzone, which means like a big mess. So, anyway, I hope everybody is getting into the Christmas spirit. I know there's a lot of crap going down, a lot of really hateful things, and I think the reason why I try to avoid politics anymore is because what's the point? I know how I'm gonna vote. I know what I support, and really, it's what's the point? Why is it worthwhile to talk about it all the time? Okay, so you know, I'm not gonna talk about it. I do not support us helping Ukraine, and but that's as far as I'm gonna go. Hey, Cross. Well, it's not all bad. It really isn't. So we haven't heard about these infamous emails being dropped yet, and a bunch of the black pill blobs and their, hillbilly redneck friends are freaking out that the Acolyte is real and Ray movie is real. But was it a couple weeks ago? Daisy Ridley basically came out and said they don't even have a script. And then Culture Crave, not a couple of days ago, and Star Wars Newsnet basically said the movie, if there is a movie, is not going to start filming next summer because they don't have a script. And here's what's going on. Stephen Knight has given Lucasfilm a script. They don't like his writing. So what they're doing is making him rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. And, either until he does something that goes along with their new vision or until he gives up. Either way, they don't care. So that's what's going on there. My advice to you guys is don't get caught up in it. Another channel did send their little homo friends to show up to troll, and it's like, why don't you guys find a new franchise? Stop bothering people, okay? You're making money on selling bullshit. Obviously, their real jobs don't make enough money, and then they get mad because people disagree with them. And hey, Corian, how you doing? And the problem is, I know why this is going on. Last time I saw Cameron was back in October. Yeah, back in October, we had lunch and we were basically talking about a lot of stuff, and look, he's made the decision, and I have to tell him to fuck off and just ignore him. And that's the best you can do. I mean, really, they, like I've said, there are big channels that need. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. There are big channels that need the outrage porn to exist. Okay. But when you've got some idiot saying blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah will be avenged, the Ray movie is real. It's like, two fuckers even pay attention to what the actress involved has said? Or does that go in through one ear, go around their inbred brains and out the other side? I mean, these are questions that need to be answered. But you know, it's pointless. Don't come here to troll. I will ban you. Don't come here and think you're going to fake me out. I will find out who you are and I will ban you. Okay? You don't have a choice. Do whatever you want. You're going to be proven wrong. You're going to look stupid. You'll try to rationalize that you all knew the whole time. And we're going to be going, okay, there's just a lot of shit going down. Like, all right, we're waiting for the emails. Now, I don't believe that Gina Carano would have said anything about the emails if there weren't emails. Because she's the one who said it. You know, Jay mentioned it and then suddenly, boom, it's everywhere. And then she says something about it. My issue is, and we'll get into Iger a lot more, is what the actual fuck is Iger waiting for? We're waiting, you know, drop the fucking nuke. Who gives a shit what anybody thinks? Look, I think he's perfectly justified doing it. I don't think he'll hurt his reputation in Hollywood if he takes her out. Because Steven Spielberg already took her out. And let me explain something. Steven Spielberg is a lot bigger in the entertainment industry than Bob Iger. Okay? All right? Steven Spielberg is Hollywood. I hate to break it to people. And the idea that we have to sit around waiting for these emails to drop is ludicrous. Now let's talk more about Iger. So here's what's happening. Talked about this last week in a video, but I want to go a little deeper. Nelson Peltz and Trian Partners, and there's another activist investor group out of San Francisco that are putting a stake into Disney. Peltz's stake is up to $3 billion. And he's actually a bigger stakeholder than Blackwater. He is now saying, okay, we're back on with the proxy war, which is a big fucking deal. Okay. I have a lot of respect for Bob Iger because of his survival instincts and the fact that he did, out of necessity and out of self-preservation, came out of retirement to save, to let's put it this way, to fix what he broke. You would never see Kathleen Kennedy do that because Kathleen Kennedy thinks she didn't do anything wrong. All right. And I am like, you know, here's the deal. Peltz is going to get a seat on the board. And I really wouldn't doubt it. And of course, the CEO of, oh God, I can't remember. There are two new heads, or there are two new board members at Disney. And they also rewrote the bylaws to get on the board because of Peltz. Iger's terrified of him, probably because shady bookkeeping. All right. You know, and despite what the Tom Quixotes say, FTX might have a big, you know, I think, and it's pretty strong speculation that FTX is kind of part of that issue. And other things are going on. And Nelson Peltz is pissed. And he's joined forces with Ike Perlmutter. Ike Perlmutter is the ousted head of Marvel Entertainment. And he basically, him and Iger hated each other. And unlike Kathleen Kennedy, Iger fired him. Well, now Perlmutter wants back in, and he and Peltz are buddies. And there is a strong rumor out there, though I'm not sure if I believe it, that George himself is part of that cabal. And it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Iger himself said that George was pretty bitter about what happened with the whole sequel trilogy. Okay, so we've got IMDb Pro update. Kathleen Kennedy, executive producer. I'll look at it at that later. If someone wants to look on IMDb Pro, if they have it, just to see what that said, I'd appreciate that. You look. No, he wouldn't be mad if Peltz won. I mean, look. It is time for Iger to do something. Now, we look at this from Star Wars point of view. I mean, I just looked at something that said something Kathleen Kennedy attached to some unnamed Star Wars project, probably the fake Rey movie. She's also attached to the fake Rian Johnson trilogy, and the death by many things I can't talk about. 1,000, I can't say it, of Rogue Squadron. Okay. It's like, it doesn't really mean anything. Okay. Again, let's go back when the Book of Boba Fett, the eighth and final episode in that show, the week before that, Harrison Ford was on the list to be in that last episode, and they took him out. They took it off. He didn't show up. So, I could even go in to IMDb Pro and change things around if I wanted to. I've got a subscription. Okay, so it's like, really, it doesn't mean anything. So when you see stuff like that, of course, the big YouTubers will scream and shout that, oh God, look, there she is. Doesn't mean anything. I mean, Rian Johnson still has a Star Wars trilogy on his IMDb. Everybody knows he's not making that now. Okay? Look, miserable people want to be miserable. Okay? And they want you to be miserable. And if you're not miserable, or if you disagree with them and say, this is not what's going on, they will be offended and say shitty things behind your back and attack you verbally and personally, because they don't know what they're talking about. Okay? And they know they don't know what they're talking about. So, it's like, just ignore it and look at stuff from a critical, rational point of view and think, this is IMDb. I could put Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's directing the Rey movie, and these fuckers would go out there and say it's true. I didn't have anything to do with that, but there you go. But as far as the Peltz, Perlmutter cabal, I do think Peltz gets a seat. I don't think Iger is trying to stop him by putting one guy was the head of Morgan Stanley or Merrill Lynch. Okay, the CEO of Merrill Lynch. And the other guy, I can't remember, but and they seem like pretty steady Eddie dudes. People who are involved with financial things that are actually serious about it, not the one we all know except for Mike. Mexican Iron Man is a very serious guy. And there's another one that's serious, but the Black Pill Blob is not. Take your financial advice from people. Oh, you should do that. Oh, Corian, do that. Yes, do that, because Look, what they're falling for is Kennedy's desperate attempt to keep some control over Lucasfilm, and she's trying to undermine John and Dave. And how is she undermining it? By not retiring. They can't fire her, so they didn't renew her contract. They're not going to. There's no offer on the table for her to come back. And we just gotta sit here and they're playing chicken. And here's the deal. When you've got Inside the Magic saying there is no Rey movie, because Daisy said there wasn't. When you've got Culture Crave basically saying that's a rumor that started, it's bullshit, let it go. Okay. That's Kennedy starting that shit. That's Kennedy trying to piss off, name the big YouTubers, trying to get her butt buddies at Star Wars Explained and making Star Wars all jacked up. That's all that is. She's honest and she's trying to undermine John and Dave. Notice how they haven't made any announcements about Ahsoka season 2. It's gonna come probably. They haven't made really any announcements of Mandalorian 4. And the reason why is because she is bothering them. She's undermining them, even if she can't go on campus. Okay. So now we wait around for these emails. I know, look, there was a story out there that Kennedy did try to contact Nelson Peltz and he told her to go fuck herself. All right. I believe it. So she's in it. Look, I'm going to tell you guys something. If you get to a position in your life where your job doesn't want you, you have literally failed every time you opened up your damn mouth. All right. It is time to set aside some thought, a quiet place, and think why you are in the place you are in at that point. All right. And the reason simply is because we have such a because look, a person like Kennedy, even if she doesn't have any, let me rephrase this. A person like Kathleen Kennedy, she can't go walk into the office. She doesn't have any power at Lucasfilm. She's, might be able to use the email. I don't know. But apparently, she did get a hold of Pellets and he told her to fuck off. He laughed her off the email. If you can't see you're harming yourself, you're harming your employees, you're harming the company, you're harming the customers. If you can't see past your own damn nose to see the reality, you're harming your family. You're harming yourself because you can't accept this is the wrong situation for you to be in and you fucked up. You are a narcissistic, self-centered, delusional B-word bitch, okay? And that's what she is. I mean, I'm like going, Kathy, for the love of all that is holy, leave. Let it go. It doesn't want you anymore. Your time at Lucasfilm is over, okay? Let it fucking go. You're not going to have your Rey movie. Nelson Peltz, look, if we wake up in the morning, find out Iger was ousted and the new CEO is Nelson Peltz, he's not going to give her a movie. I mean, there are people at Lucasfilm who are actually doing a fine job that are lucky they get to keep their job. All right? That's how big a move that would be. I don't think that would be the right move. I mean, look, when we were told by Little Brown Bird Sparrow that basically, Kennedy's flying monkeys have been telling Kathy to retire, let it go. Um, I think that a lot of those people will go anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's look, it's. I do believe Doomcock when he said after she found out that for Mandalorian season 2, that John and Dave were talking to George about it, and she said, "This nonsense will end, or I will burn it on all down." I think that's what we're seeing right now. I know that her husband had to say, Kathy, the sequel trilogy wasn't really that good. Okay? And no one really liked it that much. Look at the falling box office from one movie to the next. Solo was horrible. Indiana Jones 5, I get to take responsibility for that too. All right. I know he's probably tried to say something to her, but it wasn't to the point where we need to stop. You need to let this go. It's over. Okay. Your time at Lucasfilm is over. It's dead. Let it go. But she's mentally ill. I mean, she really is a nut bag. Okay. And the fact of the matter is, every time I think about it, every time I think of her, I kind of go, what could be the trigger point where she says she has to let it go? The emails. And I'm sure they're there. I'm sure they're waiting to drop them. And yet here we sit going, where the fuck are the emails? Look, I'll be perfectly happy to read them, each of them, on this channel. Live. The worst ones. And the reason is, look, the woman was never woke. Never. She might be a political nutbag, but she's not woke. Kojak, yes, Daddy's outside working. Please shut up. My husband is pulling branches off a tree out there with the grappling hook. I don't want to watch. I do not want to watch. But I'm just going, hi, Ira. I haven't seen it. I'm really not into those kinds of movies, but I'm glad you liked it. So we just kind of sit here and look at what Sparrow has said, what Daisy Ridley has said, the fact that Kathy. There was a documentary about Harrison Ford on Disney Plus. I suggest you watch it. She is yapping a lot on it, but it's not. She doesn't take you out of it. Just watch it because George is on it, and Steven Spielberg, Harrison, of course, and it's about his time as Indiana Jones, a little bit about Han Solo, and other characters, a few. But I think you'd like it. All right, I think you would. But she'll show up and stuff like that. People will have a bird. It's like. So anyway, I really kind of wanted to talk about this because I haven't gone live in a while. So I wanted to, and I do not know what my husband's doing right now. I gotta go out there and check, so I'm gonna get off this pretty soon. But I've got my Christmas stuff up. I want to show you guys something before I leave. This is probably one of the coolest things I own, and it's right here. See it? It's the carbon freezing chamber. And I can't, can I turn this around? No, I can't. I'm gonna try to turn it on so you guys can see it.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me.
The Empire will compensate you if he dies. Put him in.
Stop, Chewie! Stop! 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 Listen to me!
Yes, stop, please. I'm not ready to die.
Hey! Listen to me! Chewie! Chewie, this won't help me! Hey! Save your strength. There'll be another time. The princess. You have to take care of her. You hear me? Huh?
Watch.
I love you.
Hey, Ray.
I know.
This is so cool. There it is. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, huh? I love it. It's probably one of the coolest Star Wars things I've ever seen in my life as far as from Hallmark. And I think what we're gonna get, instead of like a regular movie storyteller with like 5 or 6 ornaments all going in sync, we're gonna get another one next year from that movie. And then they'll probably start adding on for another thing, Return of the Jedi, which I want stuff like that from all 3 movies, and then maybe we'll start with the prequels. So anyway, I just absolutely, when I saw it, I'm gonna tell you something else too. This is how popular The Empire Strikes Back is. Hallmark didn't order enough. And I waited. I ordered it back in July, because when I went to go get it, I marched into there, money in hand, going, I know what I want. And I got Anakin Skywalker, I got Din Djarin and Grogu jetpack, and a couple other things, but I that was gone. That's how long it took them to get it in, and they're gone again. I mean, everybody who ordered one got theirs, and they have to wait for another shipment. I'm like, so when you have a sequel trilogy moron talking about how popular Rey is, just remember that they couldn't sell the Rey, they couldn't give away Rey ornaments. All right. They couldn't give away Kyle Ron ornaments. They can't keep the Empire, that particular one, The Empire Strikes Back, on the shelf. That just shows to me how much that movie resonated with film moviegoers. Or I just watched it today when I was goofing around in the kitchen. So anyway, wanted to show that to you guys. Look, Culture Crave basically said, I'm going to go back to the Rey movie, that there isn't a script. They don't have one. And Sparrow chimed in and said, the guys at Lucasfilm don't even know what they're talking about. Kennedy did not consult everybody but her close inner circle about what she was going to do at Celebration. And I'm going to contend that Daisy showed up getting ready to say goodbye to her, and Kennedy snowed Daisy and everybody else with we're going to do a Ray movie. This is how fucking disconnected from reality she is. You have the numbers in front of you, and yet she doesn't accept it. Okay, so there has to be a breaking point. Okay, I don't like the idea that Jon Favreau can't announce what they want to do next. Okay, but anyway, I gotta go. We're gonna hopefully be heading out soon. My wine tastings at 4. I'm gonna see what they got, and I got a Cabernet Franc from France last week, and I tried it last night, and I wasn't pleased with it. It didn't taste like it had any Cabernet grapes. It just didn't. Anyway, I gotta go, but guys, don't let the Black Pill Blobs or the sequel trilogy shills get to you. Okay, just subscribe to Cameron's Patreon, and just be patient. And if you're on Twitter X, at Robert Iger, ask him where the fuck the emails are. And then Le Doctor, L-E Doctor. Hey, Corian, put a link to that in the chat. Go and vote for Corian Witch in Residence. Hopefully he'll put the link on there. But L-E Doctor, Le Doctor, and ask him why is he allowing his wife to do what she's doing. I mean, it's not fair to him. It's not fair to the family. It's not fair to their daughters. It's not fair to the workers. Thank you. Vote for Corian. I demand you vote for the Cheer Choice Awards. Do it. Okay. Vote for, so, but there's a lot of good going on too. Just, lay low. Don't let, the people who are miserable human beings piss in your cornflakes. Okay. And that's all I can say. It's Christmas season. Oh, I know. Yep. Just go with the flow. And because look, we know changes have happened at Lucasfilm. Okay. Anyway, I gotta rock. Oh, and kind of it's the what? 50th anniversary? What was it? John Lennon died December 8th, 1980. It was Monday Night Football when Howard Cosell broke into the thing and said, "This just in." He was one that broke the news. And I have a love-hate relationship with John Lennon, and I do believe that if he was faced with what's going on right now, he would not be happy with the political correctness and shit. He pissed somebody off intentionally too. Anyway, but it's the anniversary of that. And anyway, I gotta go. Hubby's in the garage doing something because I could hear the lawnmower. I don't know what he's doing. We don't have to mow the lawn. It snowed yesterday. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all all later. See you around the galaxy.